That is nice.
The swords are real too.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah. Nice. All this. Well, Lord of the Rings. All the swords were real.
See, that was a nerdgasm.
Oh,
Right there.
that's a nerdgasm.
Oh my god. The unicorn. Oh my god.
Just make sure not to get any on your glasses, and you'll be okay.
I've never shot that far.
Hello, all you fellow nerds out there, and welcome to this week's
session of Nerd Week
podcast. Be prepared for banters, ranters, spoilers, and ragers. There will be nerdgasms, nerd tears, and an occasionally nerd shunning on at least one or more of these victims. Speaking of victims, I'm your host, Maya, Thing,
I'm the Thing.
and Dragon, and Carrot Top. Wait, what? I did not just do that, did I?
Kind of just ruined everything.
Doesn't matter. You got the names right.
I assume.
Oh, you're not gonna be able to live that down.
Nope, not even close.
Never. Not one.
I'm still living down things that I did in high school with this bitch.
This is our Valentine's Day special, and the sexy sex appeal is going to drink some grape juice.
That's
Yeah,
being
that's
digested
totally
by
grape
fungus.
juice. Ooh, it smells like vanilla. What was that thing she said?
Classy sirs, classy ladies.
If you were classy, you would be drinking that in stemware, not a glass coffee mug.
He would own stemware.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I do, but I prefer goblets. Goblets are where it's at.
Stone goblets.
Stone goblets.
Let's be real. Stone.
You can also do metal goblets if you really want to.
Yes.
Although it wouldn't really
But it
taste.
heats up a lot faster. But
Yeah.
if you want it to stay at the constant temperature, stone.
You know what the greatest thing in the world? A flask. A flask is like the best thing in the world to give somebody.
I want a flask.
Hey, you seem like a drunk on the go. Here you go.
Well, the beautiful thing about a flask is you can put anything you want in there.
That's the thing about liquid containers. You can put any kind of liquid in there.
I used to
Whether
put
if
Blue
it's-
Mountain Dew.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be nice.
booze or soda or juice or whatever you want.
Or liquor.
Or liquor.
And it's funny because when you sit there and you pull it out and you go like this.
Everybody thinks you're drinking.
What?
You make
I
the
just
face.
wanted my dew.
Jeez.
The face, the look, yeah, the whole thing.
Exactly. That's
That's
what it
what
is.
bothers me so much in all those movies when they're like sipping like whiskey or whatever. They're just like, oh yeah, it tastes good. They don't make any kind of face. I mean, granted, I suppose after like 5 years of drinking it that way, you'd probably get used to it, maybe, but you'd still make a little bit of a grimace.
You do.
At least somewhat of a grimace because
And you know what they do to make that grimace real?
What?
Vinegar.
Oh.
That would be nice. That would.
I hate
They
vinegar.
they put just like a teaspoon of vinegar into the liquid mix that they have, and
which is like apple juice.
which most of the time it's apple juice and grape juice and stuff like that.
whatever it may be that looks like what they should be drinking.
Yeah. But yeah, they just dump just a tiny bit of vinegar in it so it makes it a little sour.
And therefore,
And then you
most
get
people
that
get,
look.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You get the proper look.
Or if you're a good actor, you can just fake it.
Or if you know what whiskey actually tastes like.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Speaking of whiskey,
What are you looking at me for? I didn't do nothing. Don't judge. Why are we judging?
Maya, move on.
Okay. So, who's a fan of Legos?
I'm a fan of Legos. Oh, let's
I
not
do.
do this again.
love Legos.
Gosh dang it. No.
Okay. So,
Maya, stop it.
All right, no more. Stop it. Stop it.
Break his fan, like Deadpool.
Bake is what? Gosh.
Maya, you like that line the most. What was it when in Deadpool?
The one
getting
Lego-
hard around here. That came out wrong. Did it?
Wrong line. Try again. The one where he punched Colossus twice.
3 times.
3
The
times.
last time was a kick.
The last time was a kick.
Kick.
He sits there and punches Colossus in the balls.
Wait, I'm confused now. Why did you say who likes Legos? What does that have to do with anything?
Okay, so Lego's next video game that they're coming out with is the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. And they're going to do all the storyline between Emperor Strikes Back and Force Awakens. So all that missed history that we don't have, they're going to be going through all of that. with
Really?
this
That's
game.
pretty cool.
I know.
That
in
is
Lego form.
good. And you got to admit, Legos can do anything well. I mean, I would love to see a Lego Deadpool game.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be so much fun.
that'd be
Deadpool
hilarious.
is in the
in the
Marvel
Marvel
one.
one.
He is. Yeah,
I
you
know
can
that, and I
access.
don't play it.
Yeah, well, Deadpool
Marvel.
specifically.
Speaking of Deadpool, I just
It's so funny.
Yes, awesome.
Such a great movie.
He'd pull out his hand and start smacking people with it. Oh.
He freaking cuts off his own hand and gives Colossus the middle
Thumbs
finger.
up.
That was so funny.
And then he wants to masturbate with his small
Spoilers.
hand.
Spoiler.
Yeah, pretty much.
You didn't have taste on it. Why are you talking about it now?
Because we love it.
Can. We can.
The little baby hand.
Well, there was a lot of
baby
stuff that
I
was
bet it
going
feels
on
huge
this
in
week
his
that I
hand.
saw on the news.
Yep.
Like well, since we're on the subject of Deadpool, I saw that they greenlit to produce sequel for Deadpool.
Oh,
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And,
We already know about this.
and they announce at the end of the show
Uh-huh.
what mutants are going to be in the next film.
Or at least one of them.
At least one of them.
What is going to be there?
The next
Mutants.
mutant.
Oh, mutant.
Because it is the
Okay.
X-Men. It is the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
You
it's
do
the
see
Marvel
the
universe specifically dealing with the X-Men.
That's the better way
It's
to say
the
it.
Fox X-Men. That's what
It's
it
the
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Fox has rights to Deadpool.
So now it's the Fox X-Men universe.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where
Foxmen.
Deadpool. That's
Foxmen.
where Foxmen.
X-Men.
What does the
Fox say.
It's a little bit like a yippee growl, okay? We solved the mystery, never mention it again.
But it's funny.
Shut up!
I also saw in the news, mostly on Reddit, that they actually are starting to film the next Star Wars movie already.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 8.
They're already halfway done with Rogue One.
Really?
Yeah.
Rogue One comes
Nice.
out in December.
Yeah, December
Yeah.
next year.
And
No,
remind
this
me,
year.
This year.
Oh, sorry,
This
this
year.
year.
remind me.
I still think
2016.
It's
I thought-
16.
The Rogue One,
2015.
that's the story of Riddick, right?
Riddick?
No,
I'm
no,
confused.
Star Wars.
It is Star Wars, and it's called Star Wars Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Basically, yeah.
But isn't it?
No, Rogue One, Star Wars, something.
Yeah.
So Rogue One isn't Star Wars technically because it's not focusing on Jedi.
No, it is the Star Wars universe.
Yes, but it's not Star Wars because in the Star Wars, every main character has been a Jedi.
We don't know yet.
Well,
don't
then,
know.
never mind.
I also saw that.
could be
Ugh.
it could be that it's about Luke Skywalker being inside the Rogue One squadron.
Could be.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. I read an article about a guy that was a part of the whole Star Wars franchise and he revealed Rey's last name.
What's
So-
Rey's last name?
He says that her last name is Palpatine.
Rey Palpatine.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious. Mm-hmm. Darth Sidious's granddaughter or something like that.
Could be.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I mean, we always.
Did you guys happen to see how it should have ended? The Force
No.
Awakens?
No, I need to watch that then. I didn't know they'd come out with that.
Okay, it's super funny. At the very end of it, like she's giving him Luke the lightsaber, and then he just goes, "Bow chicka bow wow," and she's like, "We could be related." I haven't had a problem with that.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Oh.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay,
But
so Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Aha.
Rebels set out on a mission to steal the plans for the Death Star.
So what I was saying is that it's not Jedi main character. So more than likely, it sounds to me it's just like backstory about the Star Wars universe.
Or it could be surrounding the Rogue One game on GameCube.
Yes, we don't know. There's not a whole lot of detail out about it yet.
There's not
so we
even
can't
not
tell.
even a trailer, is there?
Yeah.
Nope.
So we can't say. We can just speculate for now.
There could be somebody who has Jedi powers in the story.
Yes.
We don't know.
But what I
mean-
meant was that in the Star Wars, all of the key main characters were Jedi, like Luke.
Yeah.
And then Anakin Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Sorry.
Star Killer.
Shut up.
Star Killer. Yes, I love Star Killer. Love me some Star Killer.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Star Wars movies coming out other than, 7, 8, and 9. We have Rogue One. We also have the Han Solo movie coming out where it's like before he shows up in 6. We also have a Boba Fett movie coming out in a couple years as well.
Boba Fett is the most overplayed character. He didn't have very many lines.
That's true.
And all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's such a badass. And you're just like, what the hell did he do?
Right?
He sat there and captured Han Solo and
Fell into
into a pit.
Maybe it makes more sense in the book.
Maybe.
Maybe it makes more sense if you actually do read the novels, but
I'm wondering if it's because of how
I just think he went out like a chump.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because of his jetpack, the work that he does. He's a bounty hunter.
he's
His
a bounty
gun.
hunter. He's got one of the most interesting costumes.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's like an origin story. How he decided to become a bounty hunter and how he got all of his equipment.
Well, his dad was more of a badass than him.
Yeah, I remember in
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, like
that's right.
He was way more of a badass. He sat there and had Obi-Wan like on the ropes.
Oh,
By
yeah.
the end. He's just like, yeah, take this Jedi.
True.
Your Jedi tricks don't work on me.
Not just any Jedi, Ben Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Sorry.
Did you just say Ben Kenobi?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, don't. His name is Ben. He goes by Ben, but his name is Obi-Wan.
No, his real name is Obi-Wan, but
His-
He goes by Ben when
When
he
he's
went-
in hiding.
Yeah.
he's in hiding. That's his name.
Yeah.
So essentially, they're both their names. They're just aliases. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben is an alias.
Obi-Wan is his name.
is his actual
Full
name.
name.
Okay, we've settled that score.
Yep,
Moving
there
on.
we go. The internet can finally
my
sleep at
gosh.
peace.
No, speaking of Boba Fett, so sorry, I would do this all day long, but so Disney Infinity's game, when they did like the Star Wars pack, they came out with a special pack that had Boba Fett in it. No one wanted it.
Really?
No one wanted it.
Really?
That's weird.
Weird.
Nobody wanted to play as Boba Fett.
Because nobody knows how badass he is if he is a badass.
Exactly. Because they never show.
Personally, I would get it because I think the idea of the bounty hunter and all of his technology and stuff is pretty intense. And who knows what kind of like abilities they would have given him in the game.
The only actual game that has actually sat there and shown the abilities of Boba Fett has been Star Wars Old Republic. If you've if you've ever played it, you can play for free all the way up to like level 20 or level 60, whichever the level is. And you can play as a bounty hunter, as a commando stormtrooper, as a Jedi, and as a cleric. There's a type of cleric,
Yeah.
just a healer.
Cleric, as in Jedi, still?
No, just
No, different type of religion.
different type of religion. Yeah, it's pretty much just the healer. Like they had to make it like World of Warcraft. So
Yeah.
Jedi was kind of like the melee, and the commandos just like the tank, and
The cleric is there for the healer.
healing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which
Because for any good game, you need to have the three basic ones: the offense, the defense, the healer, and well, I guess then there's the tank. Well, the defense, the tank is defense, so never mind. Defense, offense, and healer.
exactly. So they had to make it that way. So they're just like, we're just gonna put a cleric. I could be wrong though. The internet could be screaming out, "You're fucking wrong, bitch."
Yeah.
You know, I think just a comment after Deadpool. I think there's going to be a lot more swearing in this podcast.
Yeah, I would say so.
Every episode, there's more.
Yeah, well, after Deadpool, now it's probably going to be kind of like official.
Find out right now.
Find out what?
Find out what the last class was.
Google God.
Google God.
GG.
Last class?
On Star Wars Old Republic.
Oh, okay.
Is that like a massive multiplayer online game?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like the same one that that they played on Big Bang Theory, supposedly? I know they
guess
played.
it could be.
I know they played a Star Wars themed game on Big Bang Theory. It was like this
On their
marathon
computer?
type thing on like their laptops. Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah, it
it's
probably
that.
was, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was probably that.
I played it for a little bit last year.
And then that makes sense because Bernadette was the. Raj was saying to Bernadette how she's the healer of our group and she has to heal all of them, not just Howard. And I'm not going to continue with what she said because it's just too weird.
It's Bernadette and Howard. There's nothing but weird.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
true.
much.
Very true. Anyways.
Okay, here it is. There's the Trooper, the Smuggler, the Jedi Knight, Jedi Consulter.
Consultant.
Okay, so there's two types of Jedi. Okay?
Interesting.
Then there is the Bounty Hunter, the Sith Warrior, the Imperial Agent, and the Sith Inquisitor. So the Jedi Counselor is the healer, and the Sith Inquisitor is the healer on the Empire side.
Yeah. So yeah, it must have been that game on Big Bang Theory because they said that they give you a choice of playing between the light or the dark side, for the light or dark side.
I think they played World of Warcraft too sometimes, didn't they?
I don't think so. I've seen that movie, that I've looked through that game, that show so many times, just because it's something I put on in the background when I am doing other things.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it so many times and I don't have to worry about watching it. But it's
Right.
still funny.
Speaking of World of Warcraft, so who is
On
excited?
the big screen. It was so pretty.
It was
So
good.
nice. I love the idea of having a griffin to ride.
Griffin.
Oh.
I can't wait until they do Warcraft 2, 3, and 4, where they actually showed the dragon flight. They actually have.
There's a lot of story that they could do with World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah,
It's been a game for a lot longer, and they have a lot of story because of it.
they could
true.
even do the
We've
War of the
mentioned that.
Ancients, which I would love to see. I'd love to see Illidan be a badass once again. He's sitting there. He's just. Illidan is the most intriguing character, and the War of the Ancients made him the best.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why.
You know what I would like to see though as a movie when what's his name became the Lich King.
The Lich King? Oh yeah, that's going to be
Because
Warcraft 3.
he was a paladin, wasn't he?
Yep.
And then as he progressed and needed more power, he found that sword, took it, and as it went on, he became the Lich King.
Yep. So there's more story to that. Technically speaking,
Technically speaking.
you know the guy that was the orc that was a shaman?
Yeah.
That's technically the Lich King.
Really. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't make any sense. A lich, or technically speaking, a lick, is an undead person who has stored his soul in some phylactery.
That's exactly it.
And moving on back to the movie. So the movie looks really, really, really cool.
Buzzkill.
Buzz total kill.
I mean, I
Come
just
on.
saw the trailer. That's all I've seen so far, but the trailer looks good.
Watching the trailer on the big screen, like at the with the movie, was really nice.
Did you guys see it in Dolby Atmos for Deadpool?
Yeah, we did the IMAX
Oh,
experience.
okay, sweet.
Yep.
And it was totally worth it.
Totally worth the $12 ticket.
We'll see how much Warcraft makes because I really am interested to see. They have already put $1 billion into it. They're going
banker broke.
pretty much, and they should have made it like totally 100% 3D. Hopefully, and hopefully this will be like the ultimate movie that they can actually. Blizzard has enough money. Let's
Oh,
just
yeah.
face it.
That's true.
Oh yeah. They've made more than enough to
If they made like
cover.
if they made like 75% of it back, I can still see them like learning from their mistakes and making another movie to try to make up that profit.
Exactly. I can see this going on for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Warcraft 2 and then Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 is where the Lich King comes in.
Right, I remember that because that's the game I played the most.
Warcraft 2 is where the shaman that I told you about goes into Outland and then goes into the Nether Realm.
Sorry,
And
I just realized that's what I must sound like when I'm talking nerd to other people.
really?
What?
I haven't played Warcraft as much as you have, so
I
let's
love
just move on, please.
Everybody's sitting there rolling their eyes. I'm the only one that's interested in this stuff.
Don't get me wrong, I'm interested. I just don't know the everything as much as you do. Okay?
Oh, I love the Warcraft universe.
The Warcraft universe is intriguing. I
Yes.
just haven't had time to look at it, and I don't like playing the game.
I forget.
It's kind of like Game of Thrones, but way worse.
So
Yeah.
as
Like,
sorry.
Go ahead.
So since of the Warcraft movie, we know that there are the humans and the orcs. Are there any other races that they might bring in? Well, besides the two, never mind. Forget it. I don't care.
They already have the High Elves in the movie.
Yeah,
They've got the Dwarves in the movie.
briefly.
And they could possibly have the Trolls in the movie.
This is a better
And
way to say
the
it.
Ogres, too.
Right. What a better way to say it is that I know the elves and dwarves fight with the humans, and I know orcs are all orcs. So what other factions are there that they could bring into the movies?
The movie, Warcraft 3, they're going to introduce definitely the Night Elves, which is an awesome class.
Nice. I like night elves. I like
Night
night elves.
Elves are going to be awesome. Then they're not going to introduce Worgans at all. In
Worgans?
The movies. Worgans?
No.
They're pretty much werewolves,
Okay.
but they do talk about Gilneas, how it gets walled off, hopefully inside the movie. I'm crossing my fingers how Gilneas just walls off and says, sorry, we're not going to fight in your stupid war. And then they get a curse. They pretty much get bitten by werewolves, and they all become werewolves.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
So I really like watching it. Like, you got all the detail on how much they really did put that 10 billion to good use.
1 billion.
The 1 billion?
It's only $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
They only spent 50 million on Deadpool. They're not going to spend 10 billion on Warcraft.
You never know.
True.
This is going through a game company.
True.
But yeah, like you can tell that they took whatever they normally do in like the games when you get the movie sequence,
The cinematics,
the
yeah.
cinematics with that, and incorporated it into that, especially with the orcs. Like, they are really well done.
They also took armor and they hired out so many different blacksmiths to make real armor.
Oh, you can tell it's real.
Armor. It's not like that fake BS that they use in movies. It's real.
That is nice.
The swords are real too.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. All this. Well, Lord of the Rings. All the swords were real.
See, that was a nerdgasm.
Oh,
Right there.
that's a nerd.
Oh my god. The
About the unicorn. Oh my god.
Just make sure not to get any on your glasses, and you'll be okay.
I've never shot that far.
If I don't come back, know that I love you. And that the unicorn stays.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyways.
Didn't they? I want to say they hired the people who've done Thor, who've designed the armor for Thor to come in and work on that.
I guess so.
Because like you look at the armor that they did on all of the Thor movies and Thor's armor, like they literally lock him into his armor.
Well, that's how armor is supposed to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally locked into your armor. It takes like almost an hour. You've got a squire to.
That's
put
why
things up.
squires.
That's what the squire job was for, and it was also to help them onto the horse because the armor was generally so heavy.
So heavy that they couldn't lift themselves up as far and move
As well.
as easily. Which, speaking of that, Knight's Tale. When he gets like the new armor, and he just swings right up onto the horse.
Silence.
With ease.
No, I like the part before that where she like literally like throws this big hunk of piece of wood at him to see if the armor works. He goes flying. He's like, I didn't feel
Real
a thing.
He's
That
like,
part was great.
He's like, I didn't feel it. And then this knight's struggling to get up on his horse.
And
they get him up on, and they're all giggling at him as he's walking through. And then he just gradually swings, glides up on the horse.
And silence.
And
And he just looks back and is like,
Why so serious?
it's like,
So
what?
don't do that.
And then they see it
Sorry.
in action, and they go, "Oh, maybe we need that."
Yeah, her business would have gone through
Yeah.
the roof.
That movie was a good one. I liked it.
Good show.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Warcraft. We want to see Warcraft
When does it come out?
this year.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Sooner than I think.
Yeah,
March,
like
wasn't it? It was in March.
I think we need to like get a calendar, just write down all the movies we need to
We
see
do.
this
We
year.
just need to get like a whiteboard
I
calendar.
mean, we have Warcraft. We also have Batman versus Superman, and we got
Gods of Egypt.
Captain America.
There, yeah, you've got Civil
know,
War.
Civil
We've
War.
got Apocalypse. There's so
We got
many.
Gambit. We got Doctor Strange.
Oh, I'm so excited
Oh,
for Doctor
man.
Strange.
Oh,
I gotta tell you, I love.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah.
It's not even just for Benedict Cumberbatch, though. He's a phenomenal actor, and he'll probably do it so much justice.
Yeah.
I just like the backstory of it, because Doctor Strange was a doctor.
Yeah.
He lost his hands because of an accident. Then when he discovered magic, he healed his hands, but decided to become the superhero Doctor Strange instead of
June
returning
10th.
to just being his doctor.
June 10th.
So yeah.
Oh,
so
June.
so the next one in 2 weeks is Gods of War, and then
Gods of Egypt.
Gods of
Gods
Egypt.
of Egypt. Yeah, Gods of War.
Gods,
That's a different
He mixed
thing.
up Gods of
Isn't that a
Egypt
game?
and Warcraft a little bit there, just a little. We're all
I'm
good.
so tired.
Isn't Gods of War a PlayStation game
Yes.
with that Titan?
Gods of War.
Gods
Yes.
of War.
No,
Yes.
Woo.
Gods of War is a PlayStation game.
I thought it was well, it could also be a computer game.
And then March 25th is Batman versus Superman. Yay.
Okay, so do any of you know any of the actors here? There's Travis Fimmel
Which one are we looking at?
for a Warcraft. Travis Fimmel as Anduin Lothar, the main guy in Warcraft.
I don't recall him. Well, he kind of
doesn't
looks
really look
like
familiar.
Never mind.
Hold on, I
Robert-
have to see. I have to look at his pictures.
Me too.
Robert
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski as Orgrim Doom. Orgrim.
That must be the.
And then
orc.
Ben Foster as Medivh. I can't wait to see Medivh.
Yeah, that's
No.
gonna be cool.
And Paula Patton as Garona Half Orcan. Then
I know him. I recognize him. Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic, because
King
Lane.
'Cause,
King Lane.
yeah.
Rin.
Rin.
and
And then
Rin, we recognize him since he plays Stark.
Yeah.
Stark.
Sorry, not Tony Stark. Howard Stark.
Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Okay.
Stark.
Clancy Brown as
He's
Blackhand.
funny. I love that actor.
Oh man, Blackhand. Whew. Toby Cabell as Duratan, the badass orc, and then Ben
That's not a very
Schnetzer.
good picture. For
Schnetzer as
How is it I can
Khadgar.
pronounce these
What?
names?
Schnetzer.
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 Yeah. So Khadgar, he's a badass.
Khadgar.
Khadgar is one of the biggest badasses of all time. Then there's Daniel Wu as Gul'dan. Gul'dan, ooh.
Ryan Robbins is in Arrow, just so you know.
Ryan Robbins is in Arrow?
Yeah,
Which-
he when
Oh,
they
he
keep going to the
is.
flashback of Oliver on the
he's so
island.
funny.
He's like this military guy that just hates Oliver.
Oh,
Treats him
Oh
like
yeah,
crap.
that guy.
he's
Yeah.
so cranky.
Yeah.
Karos, I know that.
He's like,
Lady
you're
Tanada.
gonna love what I do to you later on, boy. Mm-hmm.
Him and that
Moros.
gum.
And then Palace Guard.
Yeah. Yeah, you've gotten to just the random people.
Hello, man. I can't wait to see Gul'dan. Gul'dan, oof. He's like the baddie of the bad. He's the worst of the worst. Gul'dan is where it's at.
So he's going to be the major villain in the Warcraft movie.
He's the major villain in all Warcraft,
Oh,
except for Sargeras. Sargeras is supposed to be the main villain, but he's the one that you just don't fuck with.
he's the general.
Okay.
So to speak.
Yeah.
I've got a question. It's both serious and not serious. In the movie, do you think that they're actually going to get away with having someone yell, Leroy Jenkins?
Yep. I think they're going to have the actual person who yelled Leroy Jenkins in it. And I could just see this scenario. There's a battle. All right? The battle is, before it starts, it's very, very quiet. And then there's a big old speech by Anduin Lothar. Then all of a sudden, a random soldier just sits there and says, Leroy Jenkins, and runs off. And they're all of a sudden they're all looking at each other. It's like Leroy just went in.
That would be great. I'd love to see that.
I doubt that'll be it though.
That just reminded me for some reason. I gotta ask this, but I probably know the answer. In this Deadpool movie, was he in the movie? Did he make an appearance?
Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And his cameo is phenomenal.
Awesome.
It is the best ever. You'll
That's
love
good.
it. I'm sure you will.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Of course he's in there. It's a Marvel movie.
Does he teleport in the movie?
No.
Because he's supposed to, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to teleport, but not yet.
And what about breaking the fourth wall?
All the time.
All the time.
Every
What about
time.
the other voice? Was the other voice in there too?
No, there was no voices. It was just him.
Just
Just
him.
him. This is
Fourth wall.
him becoming Deadpool and
Oh,
like the
okay.
first what?
First mission,
Yeah, his first real mission
so to speak.
as Deadpool.
He
Yeah.
was,
Fourth wall
he was
break in the
crazy
fourth
before
wall
he
break?
started, and then he becomes crazier.
Okay.
And I think that I think the next one, hopefully he loses his sanity completely. Just,
Well, I don't say completely. I just say as long as we can hear the voices in his head.
that would be great. If it would just do pop text.
That would be
That'd be pretty
awesome.
funny.
As long as but they would have to make sure that it's slow enough for the people who aren't as faster readers to get it. That's the only
Yeah.
problem with the pop text.
That's the pop text is people will miss stuff.
Because there are people with dyslexia and all these other reading disabilities, and some people just can't read as fast as others.
It's not just that.
Not
it's
just
the
that.
fact that it'll pop up, people won't realize it, read it, and they'll completely miss it.
Yeah.
True.
That's the problem with doing the pop-ups like that. You have to have an actual voice.
Yeah.
And it'd be funny to have
The pop-up text with
With
that.
it'd have funny
and
to
it has to
pop
be
up
like
with it.
two separate people. It can't be like Ryan Reynolds.
No.
Doing it. It has to be like
It has to be other actors.
It has to be a different actor.
Yeah.
exactly, and they're just sitting there. Their two voices are talking to each other, and just
De-
like, in the
Like Hugh
Deadpool video
Jackman
game.
is
Yeah.
one of the voices.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
awesome.
As
Wait.
an Australian
Yeah,
accent.
The Australian accent.
Wait, what'd you
pops
say?
in.
What'd you say?
Hugh
Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman.
Jackman's
Oh.
voice
As
That'd
one
be
of
weird.
the crazy voices in his head.
in his
Hey,
actual.
wait, are you Wolverine? And he's like, no, of course not.
I'm an Australian.
I'm an Australian person that wants nothing more than to drink gin with you.
You went a little
Like-
British
just
there.
like a total
Gin would be
tool.
British. Whiskey would be Australian.
Whiskey is Australian. You're right.
Whiskey would be more Australian.
yeah.
So just have him be a total tool, and it's just like, you sound so familiar. Who are you?
Why does your voice sound familiar?
Well,
And
that
then
would be.
Wolverine pops up, and he's like, "What's up, bub?"
Hugh Jackman has really mastered an English accent, an American accent. Let's
And
be
who-
more specific.
Who would be the crazy voice? The one that's always just like boobies.
Oh.
Seth Green.
Well,
Seth Green?
technically, Ryan Reynolds.
Give me a minute. I could probably think
Technically,
of someone
Deadpool
else.
is that kind of character.
Yeah, he is. But he's
I
like,
would think it'd be funny to have one of the guys who's voiced Joker.
So Mark Hamill.
Probably Mark Hamill might
that
be a
would
good.
be awesome.
That'd be weird.
That would be funny.
awesome.
I'll take
But he
it.
can't be like Joker voice.
Voice-
But he has to be like quick, like
That-
talking quick.
Yeah.
I can see I could hear like kind of a high pitched quick like
Yeah.
banter type thing.
Yeah.
Which is why he
Somebody who just does not know how to shut up.
It's just like
So there you
said
go. You
tool.
should apply for the role.
Yeah, there you go.
the next one, I'm just gonna be the voice over, and it's just like
Your voice is
booby
too
trap. He said trap.
I
Your
think Jack
voice is
Black would
too-
be good for that too.
Jack
Just saying.
yeah. I think it needs to be a higher pitched voice.
Should we leave you two alone?
Well, they're already making the couch squeak constantly.
It's only because it's rubbing against the wall.
It is bugging me.
I think it's rubbing against the fireplace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same diff.
It's still part of the wall. Anyways,
Anywho.
What are you guys excited for beyond Warcraft? And since the Deadpool movie came out and it was phenomenal, and we're gonna watch it again and again and again.
I already mentioned mine, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
I'm excited for Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed.
That too.
I want a trailer. Give us a
It
trailer.
might not be for another month or two.
Probably.
But I am personally excited for Gambit, not really because of Channing Tatum playing Gambit,
Just
but
because of Gambit characters.
Gambit's
know
characters.
Gambit. Like I found out about it when I was younger, when I was a kid, and I'm like, this guy's awesome. He's throwing cards and they blow up, and his weapon is a stick. And he has an
Staff.
accent too,
Quarterstaff.
doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a southern
Quarterstaff.
accent.
Yeah.
Southern accent.
So
Southern
I
accent with
think-
his quarterstaff. Yeah. In the
he's
old.
he's half French, half Southern, and he has a little bit of a French Southern accent.
And his power, isn't it alpha level?
It is, depending on whether Professor X unlocks it.
Yeah, because his ability. I remember reading something somewhere about how
He can
his
pretty much blow up
kinetomancy.
the Earth.
Yeah.
All he has to do
Well,
is
not
touch
just
it.
that. It's also a subtle level. He has his powers affect the brain cells somehow that he can subtly like charm people to his way of thinking, more or less, like a persuasion.
I never heard of that power.
It was like on some. I looked up Gambit as a character, and there was a bunch of sources, and I went straight down to his powers, and that was one of the things that I recall mentioning. It was probably just in like one of the branches, anyways. What are you looking forward to most?
Me? Beyond the Warcraft movie, Batman versus Superman,
Obviously.
Captain America, and
Obviously.
all that.
Hey, we gave one. Why are you giving two?
I'm giving.
He's listing up stuff.
I'm just listing off stuff. I'm just
Other than the obvious.
Yeah.
Other than
Like Batman, Civil War, Apocalypse.
Real quick though on Civil War, when they played that trailer at the Super Bowl, I'm really glad that we actually saw Ant-Man in
Right.
that trailer.
That's true.
I was like, okay,
You
he
do
is in
see
that
him.
movie. Now that's all good.
Well,
Yeah,
Civil,
because they've got the lineup.
and it makes sense. The Civil War, it's a war. First of all, it's a civil war. They're gonna bring in a lot of heroes.
Yeah.
To choose sides.
But no Spider-Man.
Nope.
Spider-Man's there.
sure?
Spider-Man is there.
Yep, it's been confirmed.
Cool.
He's got 3 costumes.
Oh, and
Nice.
Martin Freeman's going to be in this movie too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's one of the characters in the movie.
Yep.
Who is he?
Oh, I don't remember. He's like some high end up for like the FBI or some sort of organization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man has already been casted, and he's already in the movie.
So
It's
he's a
already
different
done.
Spider-Man from the other movies.
Yep, different.
Yeah.
So this
Great. Now we're gonna get another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
Didn't you-
it's
When
another
he gets his
Spider-Man
own
re-
Spider-Man.
It's another
movie.
Spider-Man reboot.
Yep. Didn't you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
We've talked about this.
I thought
Yeah.
we talked about it.
We have.
Wait, Spider-Man being in the Civil
Yeah.
War?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've mentioned it.
Maybe it wasn't when I was here.
Okay, so here's the story behind it. Supposedly, they did Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then Sony and Marvel finally got together, and instead of just like giving up the rights back to Marvel, they said, "Hey, we're gonna let you use Spider-Man in Marvel." So they said, if you use Spider-Man in Marvel, then it will be Marvel made, but it's still owned by Sony. So they're pretty much getting a cut for doing nothing.
Yeah.
They're literally doing nothing, and they get a cut out of it. And
So yeah, Sony still owns Spider-Man, but the Marvel Studios has access to him, which
So-
is really nice.
Yep.
The cinematic Spider-Man, at least.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because Stan Lee invented all the Marvel. All Marvel.
Stan Lee owns the comics versions of all of it.
Right. So the cinematic Spider-Man is
Is
owned
owned
by
by-
Sony.
Interesting.
So now it's going to be inside Civil War.
Yep.
And he's going to have 3 costumes. The first costume is going to be him inside of a normal mat, or just a normal hoodie with glasses on, as he's just
The newbie hero look.
newbie
Yeah,
hero look.
pretty much.
Then Tony Stark is going to talk to him and give him the Iron Spider-Man look.
Which is really, really cool.
awesome.
What was that? That was the Amazing Spider-Man, the animated show. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good.
I remember
Then
a T-shirt
he will
where
have his normal Spider-Man costume.
right. I remember like this T-shirt somewhere. I don't even remember who owned it, but it was basically like a large list. It was like this bunch of characters, all with an Iron Man type suit made for them.
Oh yeah.
Tony Stark made costumes for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Tony
makes
Stark ends up making everybody their own
Iron Man outfit. Though
Which is
hopefully
cool.
not for anybody who's invulnerable, because that's just a pointless waste of metal.
There actually is an entire one of the new comic book series. What's Spider-Man City? I can never remember it.
I don't remember Spider-Man City.
Is it New York? No,
New York.
Is it? Yeah, New York. There's a section of New York where everybody owns an Iron Man suit. Well, a version of the Iron Man suit.
Interesting.
Tony still has all like the specialty stuff, like all the little guns and stuff, but people have the basically flyable suits.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Useful.
There's only like just like what 12 books, chapters, but it was actually kind of a nice read.
Also, just going off of the Spider-Man, since they did that, they're confirming that there is a Spider-Man movie coming out also.
Nice.
So
Yep. They did
Spider-Man's
that a while
going to
ago.
be inside Civil War, and then he's going to have his own personal reboot. And
Again.
they're going to... They told the studios that they're not going to do the origin story because it's already been told.
Yep.
twice.
So they're
Thank
doing
you.
so.
We don't need another
They're-
origin story.
They're pretty much just
We know
gonna
you got
gloss-
bit.
They're just going to gloss over the origin story. They're just going to like...
Okay.
They're gonna mention it.
They're pretty much just going to do like flashbacks of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to just go straight into his next villain.
Kind of like
Where
what they
he-
did in Deadpool.
yeah.
So,
Well, not
Nah, Deadpool
No.
was an origin story.
Deadpool is an
Deadpool-
origin story.
Yes, Deadpool is an origin story, but in the chronological order of the movie, his origin story, how he got his powers and everything, was flashback.
Yeah, it was flashback, but this is going to be less flashback.
Yeah, obviously.
It is.
Everybody by now knows how Spider-Man got his powers.
Just like they
If
know
you-
how Batman got his...
How Batman became Batman.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much it's been told
how
like
Superman
6
got to be Superman. We all know these stories basically by now.
Super never got to be Superman. Superman was just Superman, and Superman's still a dick.
That's
you
the
call
point.
him a dick. He's not really a dick. He's just
Misunderstood.
misunderstood.
He's a short-sighted blind idiot.
See, here's the
Peanut,
thing.
a gallery approves.
I love
Point
I
and
love
case.
Superman, but Batman is more hardcore and badass.
Yes.
because he is Superman himself is a total tool. Let's just face it. He is a tool, okay? But he's an intriguing tool because he's in a world where he's a god and he's always having to watch how he presents his powers. He feels that he's around nothing but paper mache. You know?
True.
Well, and like in the new trailer where Bruce is talking to Alfred, he's like, even if there's 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take him down.
As
We
a
have to
certainty. We have to
consider
treat that as a
an
certainty.
absolute.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an absolute that he is our enemy and he will destroy the planet because he could destroy the planet.
It's easy for him.
It's easy for him.
Way too easy.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit easier for Gambit though.
Way easier for Gambit.
Way easier for Gambit and much prettier.
Much nicer.
But of course, Gambit would die at the same time.
Yeah.
Superman would not.
Yeah.
Superman would just float away. But
He would stick around the sun, probably just go into like Venus or something like that, or Mars, and just chill out because he can live inside of a vacuum. Mm-hmm. He can eat anything he wants. So long as he's next to the yellow sun, he's fine. If he's next to a blue sun, his powers increase a millionfold.
Really?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Ooh.
Never heard that, but that's interesting.
Yep. A blue sun is younger. A yellow sun is pretty
Middle-aged.
middle-aged, and a red sun
Is
is
old and dying.
Old
so
and dying.
it doesn't have as much power to give off. So that's why they always say, "Oh, use the red sun, and he'll be a normal person." Okay?
Interesting.
Because
So eventually he'll just be a regular guy like the rest of us when our sun goes red.
So does that mean that his home planet had a red
in
sun?
5 million.
Yeah,
Yes.
his home planet had a
Yeah,
red sun.
yeah. Krypton
Hence-
was next to a red sun, which is why they seem normal. And when he came to our Earth, he all of a sudden had
Okay.
abilities.
All right.
Supposedly inside the Superman universe, if humans go over to a red sun, it has a dramatic effect on their immune system and kills them off quicker.
Really?
Inside the Superman universe,
So
supposedly.
what do you think would happen if a human went to a blue sun planet?
They'd be like Superman.
We could essentially have Superman powers.
That's supposedly. They haven't put it inside of a comic book or anything. So.
Well, they should. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
they
an
should.
interesting question to. They should totally make a comic book where a human goes to a blue sun planet and he's Superman.
he becomes Superman.
That would be awesome.
They actually did have something like that, but it was instead of what was it? What was that movie? It was where he goes over to Mars randomly.
Oh,
John Carter.
John Carter.
Carter.
That was
a
good.
That movie was not too bad, actually.
So that was actually the reason he was super was because of the low gravity of Mars, right?
Yep.
Yep. It's the exact same effect. If we do go to Mars, we could have the super strength and the super
And if
jump.
there was people there, they're pretty much just normal with their gravity. With us,
It's less for us, so we're stronger.
Right.
we're way stronger.
We're a ton stronger.
So they could possibly make structures not as solid, and we could punch through them.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
I want to go to Mars now.
They're trying to colonize Mars.
Can't wait.
Trying,
Cool.
keyword.
They're
trying.
I actually have 2 cents to put in, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Yep.
So my 2 cents. Asshole.
Toga, 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 toga.
Party with the cats.
Sorry. So you know what's going on. The cat that just came up on my lap, he's got my scarf wrapped around him now.
Like a toga.
Anyways, what were your 2 cents?
So I found out why Earth is so very special and why Mars and Venus, their atmosphere is dead. Pretty much, we have a core that's turning consistently, which is creating what's called a magnetic field.
Yes, we knew this
Okay?
Which is what helps keep the atmosphere going.
because it catches and diverts the radiation from our sun.
Exactly. The radiation from our sun is actually going away from us. So it's not
bouncing off.
actually hitting our atmosphere. Venus, on the other hand, there's no magnetic field. It goes straight into the atmosphere and causes all the damage there. Mars, same effect.
Yep.
Until they're going to try and colonize Mars, but the radiation levels is still going to remain there. So they're thinking that there's 2 ways to be able to colonize Mars. One, they need to get in the green zone, which is the life zone, and they need more water. There's still a little bit of water, but they want to find out if there's more or not. So
It's frozen. That's like the moon, and with Mars, I think one of the main things that they have found out is there's glaciers, but there's no way to defrost said glaciers.
exactly.
That's the main problem.
So this is what they want to do. They want to go to the asteroid belt, find an iron asteroid, a big enough iron asteroid, magnetize it, and have it smash into Mars
To give it a magnetic field.
to give it.
That's actually a good idea. But it's going to be
would work.
hard if they're going to try and get one from the asteroid
Well,
belt.
the problem is that the magnetic field has to be strong enough to envelop the whole planet.
No, it doesn't.
Uh-oh.
Well, as long as it envelops a part of the planet, I suppose you could be there then. It's like that one
As long as
habitable place.
as long as it catches, it will eventually spread. But the problem is they have to time everything down to the millisecond.
Pretty much.
That's the problem with it because
Because
if
Mars
you're
is
off,
too far away and it needs to go about there. You know, it has to smash into it, move it
Just slightly.
close enough to get it to the green zone where it starts getting hotter. And then
It heats up, it creates its own atmosphere, the core starts turning, all of that junk.
well, they don't know if the core will turn because the core, that doesn't matter. They need to have an iron, pretty much a big old piece of iron that's just magnetized to be able to push things away.
All right.
That's cool. All right.
So that's what they want to do. That's my 2 cents.
Which is cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
All right. So then.
We talked about so much in this one.
Yeah. I thought it was supposed to be our Valentine's special. We're supposed to talk about love, but we didn't talk
We
about
did that
love.
last week.
We
so
did that last week.
We're on top of it.
That's true. Dating advice.
Dating
Whatever.
advice.
We're done.
Well, it's Valentine's Day. We love you.
It's Single Awareness Day. Enjoy
Singles
your
Awareness Day.
Single Awareness Day, except for that one. You can't.
You can't be single aware anymore.
Single. I can't be aware of my
Nope.
singularity.
Nope, you can't.
All right. Well, that's going
Bye.
to do it for this session of Nerd Week Podcast. I'm the Thing.
Maya.
Dragon!
Carrot Top.
Leave a comment, subscribe, troll.
He'll
And
troll
I'll
back.
troll you back.
It's the usual.
We'll see you guys later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.